Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Hey guys, welcome back to Mike's Boy Madness, and today we're going to be talking about the DCEU. Hey guys, how are you guys doing today? Sorry the video's a little late, but I've been really busy a lot lately, and doing this video meant to have to talk about Batman v Superman, Justice League, and Suicide Squad. But enough horsing around, let's get into the movie madness. Coming in at last place is Justice League. If this movie had $1 for every mistake it had, it would have made more money than it made at the box office. This film gets everything wrong, from scripting to editing to CGI. And the CGI, oh, don't even get me started on the CGI. Superman fucking mouth. But the movie's biggest problem is its script. Throughout the film, it feels like a lot of it is sitting in somewhere at WB in an editing room. A lot of it feels cut out. You can tell when the new director takes over and when the old one left. This movie is just one huge mess. I give it a F. Coming in 7th place is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Before I completely shit all over this movie, I just want to give it a few positive reinforcements. Ben Affleck is hands down the best live action adaptation of Bruce Wayne or Batman. He absolutely kills it as the character. Another, I guess, positive reinforcement is, even though it's 2.5 hours of complete horseshit, I do find the movie entertaining. But other than that, those are the only two positives I can give the movies. Now let's go into the bad. The script is very lazy and makes very silly mistakes that keeps it from being a good movie. Constantly throughout the film, there's scenes where it just leaves you like, what the hell? Why did he do that when he could have just done this? For example, when Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor, has to carefully cut off the fingerprints off of General Zod's body to activate the ship, or I don't know what it's called, but why did he do that when his body was right there? Why did he have to slowly cut off his fingerprints when he just cut off his hand or grab the dead body and put it on there? You see, it just doesn't make sense. And that's how the whole movie is, full of dumb, lazy script writing elements. Another thing is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Why? Warner Bros. Why? Why would you cast him as that? You do not want to fight this guy. Sorry for that shitty impression of Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor, but I'm not sugarcoating it, guys. That's essentially what he gives us the entire movie, and it's quite frankly horrible. And while we're talking about villains, let's talk about Doomsday. Doomsday is shoehorned in the last 20 to 15 minutes just so it gives the superhero someone to fight at the end. And that's what a lot of this movie feels like, just shoehorning in things. It feels like a stepping stone instead of what we came to see, Batman v Superman. A lot of it just trying to set up Justice League again. That's why it's hard to follow through this movie. And also, Warner Bros., if you're listening, it doesn't help that in the marketing material you use for this film, you show essentially the entire plot breakdown of the film. It doesn't help. So, Batman v Superman, F. In 6th place comes Suicide Squad. With the massive success of Guardians of the Galaxy, DC said, hey, we can do that too. Make a couple of unknown characters amazing. Well, DC, you took a bunch of unknown characters, alright, but instead of making them amazing, you made them shit. Good job. When talking about this film, I can only use one word: bleh. The movie overall is bleh, very forgettable. One of the most mediocre films, and I think the most mediocre film in the DCEU. The villains are forgettable, the heroes are forgettable, and that's saying something because I just saw this movie earlier today and I have already forgotten everything in the movie. So that's saying something. Best part about the film is Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn and the 5 seconds of Batman we get in the film. But Viewer warning is advised. Sorry if I yell. Now let's talk about the worst part of the film. Jared Leto as Joker. Now let's talk about Jared Leto as Joker. Warner Brothers, why? Why would you cast this hipster douche asshole as Joker? That's not Joker. Joaquin Phoenix. All the past incarnations besides Jared Leto, that's Joker. Why would you cast this horrendous piece of shit as Joker? Why? Just why? Why? I'm done talking about this movie. This movie's lucky. I'm giving it a D minus. They should be lucky. They're lucky I'm not giving it a fucking F. Coming in fifth place is Man of Steel. Finally, we can talk about the decent to good DCU movies. And one of the most... When talking about Man of Steel, it's okay. Henry Cavill is okay as Superman. But the really standout actor in this film is Michael Shannon as General Zod. He absolutely sells it. I love him in the film. But a lot of it is stuff we've seen in the past with Superman movies. You know, Farm Boy Kent discovers his powers. His dad tells him who he really is, or so-called dad. And, you know, the same old, same old. But it's an okay movie. Cinematically, though, from a cinematography standpoint, the film is phenomenal. I actually love that part of the film. And one of the best parts of the film, I think, is Kevin Costner as Jonathan Kent. I mean, could you ask for a more wholesome thing ever? Amy Adams is also cool as Lois Lane. And one complaint I guess I have with the film is the suit. I don't know, the suit just feels a little weird to me. I feel like they could have done a better design for the suit, but other than that, it's a fine addition to the DCU. It gets a C+. Coming in fourth place is Aquaman. Aquaman. You see, Warner Brothers, this is how your movie should be made. Fun, explosive, and exciting. Finally, a movie that isn't so dark and gritty and almost depressing. Aquaman has everything from compelling CGI to great actors. And speaking of great actors, Patrick Wilson as Ocean Master. The best villain in the entire DCEU. I absolutely love them. And those action sequences, especially the last one, the under the water where I don't know what I forgot his name is, but I guess the Kraken, if you will, rises from under and they have this huge like underwater battle. That was amazing. I absolutely loved it. Finally, sort of a reboot to the DCU in a way, like the first films were dark, gritty, and now it's more fun and adventurous, and that's what I think the DCU needs. More of that instead of this, like that dark tone that he usually goes for. My really biggest issue with the film is that the comedy is handled a little weird. Especially a specific scene I remember is, so they're in the desert, right? And then Amber Heard has to mess with this relic that requires water. And then apparently she has water power, so she just puts water on it. And then Jason Momoa says, okay, I could have just pissed on it. And I was just in the theater like, okay. So that's what I mean. The comedy could be a little awkward at times, and it doesn't really mesh with the tone of the film. Oh, and also Amber Heard with the whole thing with Johnny Depp. Comment down what you guys think. Who would win, Johnny Depp or Amber Heard? So overall, I really love the film. I watched it countless times, and I'm gonna keep watching it countless times. And Warner Bros, this is the film we want, not dark gritty. This is the kind of films we want. So Aquaman gets a B minus. And kicking off the top 3 is Wonder Woman. This beautifully crafted origin story finally does justice to this fan favorite character. Patty Jenkins does an amazing job of world building by showing us Amazonia. The movie looks great visually, and the relationship between Wonder Woman and Chris Pine's Steve Trevor is nice and emotionally warming. But it is a DCEU film, so it still suffers from the typical stuff. A forgettable villain and, again, those serious, dark undertones into the film, and for some odd reason, a Nazi subplot, which really didn't interest me. So that's why I ranked it a little lower than my top two. So Wonder Woman gets a B plus. Coming in second place is Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. In Harley Quinn's latest adventure, the DCEU finally gives us audiences its first R-rated film, and it's badass. First off, Margot Robbie is phenomenal. She's sexy and badass. The cast is phenomenal, especially Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. He's this character that's over the top, badass, and just awesome, and it's the kind of thing we need in the DCEU. He's not quite the best villain, but he's up there, the top 3 for sure. Another thing I really loved about the film is that it takes you inside the head of Harley Quinn and shows you how psychotic and insane she really is. And speaking of insane, Warner Bros., thank you for not putting this horrendous sack of horseshit in the film. I really thank you. But another thing I love about the film is that it just focuses on the story. It's not trying to set up this whole universe like how previous DC movies did. It's just focusing on this group of characters and this one main character, and that's what I really love about the film. It's not a stepping stone film. It's not trying to set up like the Suicide Squad with James Gunn. It's not trying to do any of that. It's just focus on this one story, and that's what the DCU needs to keep on doing, and not just keep throwing out these stepping stone films. My one true problem with the film is that at times it has a bit of an identity crisis. At times it thinks it's a Harley Quinn movie, but at times it's a Birds of Prey movie. So sometimes the tones it doesn't really know what it is. So, and I guess that's what's led to its box office failure. And by the way, speaking of that, if you haven't seen the movie, I highly suggest it. Please go check it out. Help this movie shoot up and earn $1 billion, because it really deserves it, because this film is really phenomenal. But overall, I really loved it. I loved everything in the film. Hopefully we get another sequel or a spin-off with the Birds of Prey or with Huntress or something like that. I really loved it. The movie gets an A. And now finally, the moment you've been waiting for. Coming in at number 1 in the DCEU ranking is Shazam. Finally, DCU, you did it. Finally, a light-hearted, adventurous film. No more of this super serious Zack Snyder bullshit. This is the kind of films we want. Zachary Levi as Shazam is the perfect casting in this film. Zachary Levi gives us that perfect performance and shows us what a kid would really do if he was a superhero for a day. And also, I want to talk about the family. The chemistry between all of them is just awesome. And it's really heartwarming, which is the kind of reboot that DCU needs right now. The film really has no problems, and that's why I really love the film. The film gets an A+. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting. I really love that you guys mind watching me stumble over my words. It really means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more movie madness.